You know what, men? This message is for the men. Sometimes I'm just sitting here. I heard something this morning about a good woman, and guys, I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes as men, we want to be this big alpha. This big alpha male. We want to be this macho man, right? And sometimes we let our pride get in the way from allowing us to show us that we have a good woman in our life. And I'm speaking from experience. Me and my wife have been together for about 18 years. We've been married for 12 years. And don't you know, man, that me and that woman, we have been through, guys, we have been through a lot. I'm talking about a few life and death situations, but that's how good God has been to us, to keep us together, to show us, that we need each other. Because a lot of times in life, especially with this new era that we live in, and especially on both sides, I see so much on social media where we get some we get a certain status, or we get into a good financial situation, and then we think we don't need nobody. Oh, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. And guys, you are really not treating your life fair, because we all need somebody. I hear people say this all the time: I don't need nobody. No, you need somebody. Everybody needs somebody in a certain part of their life. And man, when you have a good woman in your life, she's gonna take you through something. I'm speaking from experience, because see, the reason why, as men, when you're so used of dealing with a certain type of woman, a woman you can, what I'm saying, tell her what to do, make all the decisions, she bowed down to you. A lot of men, we know, because that's how we're raised and some of the things that we see. But guys, that's not always a good thing. You see what I'm saying? Because looking at my experience with my wife, and I look at all the other women I have ever been with, she was totally different. She was totally different. And I must say, a lot that I have changed in my life, it came from that woman. Because see, a lot of things, I'm gonna tell you why. And the reason why it can be hard is because you have to readjust. Like, literally, you have to be reprogrammed. And and sometimes as men, we don't want that. We don't want to go through change. We don't want to be a reprogram, right? But see, when a good woman comes into your life, and especially a woman, I'm gonna tell you one thing about my woman. My wife seen things inside of me before I even saw them in myself. You see what I'm saying? Guys, there was a time where, like, I had no ambition, I had no drive, I had no goals. I used to, like, say, like, oh, I don't care about going on vacation. I don't care about, financial freedom. I used to have that language, and she used to, like, look at me, and because it was confusing her. Because as a woman, like, I love this man, I want to be with this man. I have a child, I have a kids by this man, I have a family by this man, but this man cannot help me. You see what I'm saying? And help us go to where we need to be. So what happened is that causes a lot of confusion, of frustration, right? But I will say one thing about my wife: she didn't give up. See what I'm saying? And guys, we had some rough moments. We had some arguments. We had some, I ain't gonna say physical fights, but we had some, a lot of bad, things that we used to say to each other, and this is just reality of our relationship. I can't speak on other people's relationship, but we got through it. But one thing I had to realize is that she wanted something better for us. And I'm gonna tell you what a good woman, a good wife would do sometimes. She will lay back just to see how you're gonna react. She will lay back, see what I'm saying, and see how you gonna battle certain situations as a man. See what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, man, it's like, looking at my parents. My parents have been married, I think, like 40 years, 39, 40 years. my grandparents were married, and to the day that my grandma passed away. And you just don't really hear about this anymore because, like I said, with social media, with this whole persona that this world has put on a lot of us, and especially a lot of us who can't see through it. Like I can see through. I call it that third eye, where you got to be able to see through the BS. You got to be able to see through the illusion. See what I'm saying? But a lot of us don't have that. So we get caught up in these worldly ways. Well, like I said, we get a certain financial status. We think we don't need nobody. See what I'm saying? We get a certain image. We think we don't need nobody. And guys, that's not, and first of all, that's not even a way of God. See what I'm saying? 'Cause that's why God created man and woman. See what I'm saying? But my thing is, man, is to the men out there, man, you got a good wife in your life. You got a good woman in your life. And if you got a good woman in your life, make her your wife. See what I'm saying? Because it's a great feeling. I wake up every day and I look at my home and I just look at like how this woman has made, our house a home. And I remember, guys, when we bought this house, I think it was like 7 years ago. Again, because I was looking at the money, looking at how much I had to put down. It's like, man, it's about to take all my money. You know what I'm saying? But we, of course, we ended up buying the house. It was our first house. But this is the vision that she had. I didn't have the vision. See, there's a lot of visions that I have that she don't have. And that's what makes us separate as human beings. We all have different visions. But see, when you have a good person in your life, a good partner in your life, sometimes those visions have to come together. They have to come together, and sometimes we can interfere and we can interrupt the beauty behind those visions, right? And man, like I say, it's just, being able to do certain things, like my wife doesn't, not say she don't work, she's against, in real estate and, finding, certain niches and certain things that she can do. But my wife doesn't have to go to work. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, there was a time in my life where, when my wife stopped working, I at first I started looking at it as a negative thing. But you know what that did to this day? It pushed me. It pushed me. That's what I say. Sometimes they would do certain things as a woman to see how you're gonna react as a man. So it pushed me, guys. It's like now that I look back and how I'm just so hungry for success. Like I have not taken my foot off the pedal. My foot is always down on the pedal because I look back now and I realize what she was doing. She was giving me an opportunity. She was giving me an opportunity to stand up, okay, to keep pushing forward, to again, man, get out of my comfort zone, because that's one of the things that easily hold us back from reaching our dreams and our goals is we get comfortable. And especially if you're not in a position to be comfortable. Like I'm not in a position to be comfortable. Now, am I comfortable in life? Yes. But my vision is still pushing me. My vision is still leading me, right? And a lot of that comes from that woman, and like I say, it's just a lot of things that she do that I know I'm not going to do. Like, we got two girls. She does a lot of things with the girls. She handles like the school and, the emails and making sure they go to the doctor and making sure I go to the doctor. Like, I'm not going to do that as a man, making my own doctor appointments. You know what I'm saying? Making sure the house stays in order. Yes, I'm the breadwinner when it comes to the finances. But at the end of the day, guys, that's just a portion, and that's what sometimes as men, we let that again drive our ego. We let it drive our pride. Oh, I'm making all the money. I'm making all the money. Well, guys, there's so much more than just making the money, especially when you have a family. See what I'm saying? So I just want to say, man, to men out there, sometimes, you don't have to be the alpha male. You don't have to be the macho man. See what I'm saying? You don't have to try to be this dominant man. Sometimes let up a little bit and let your wife play her part. Because I'm telling you from experience, you'll be surprised how a good woman, okay, I can't speak this for all women, okay, but you'll be surprised how a good woman, man, can just push you into a whole different mode that you never thought you could accomplish. Trust me.